Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for our monthly Funded Fast Chat. I'm Rochelle Thomas, Energy Manager with the San Joaquin Valley Clean Energy Organization, and this is our 13th installment of the Funded Fast Chat. Please continue to look out for us every second Tuesday of the month as we work to bring you valuable financing and project information. So this month, we're going to focus on a new program. A lot of the invites and materials we've sent out call it the Commercial Whole Building Program. I'm being told a better name for it is the Public Sector Performance-Based Retrofit Program. So that really gives you a much better idea of who this program is set to serve and what it does. So I have two very, very special guests here to talk us through the main details of the program. Before I introduce them, I'm going to do just a little bit of housekeeping. Can we go ahead and flip to the next slide? Really quickly, and just for your information, everybody's microphones have been muted upon joining the call. That's just to keep the background noise down to a minimum. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to submit them at any time during the presentation using your chat box. We will have a bit of time at the end of the presentation to address any questions. If for any reason we're not able to get to your question, please look out for our follow-up email after the call. We'll answer anything we may not have answered during the call, and we'll also provide you with a link to the recording of this presentation, as well as any resources we may discuss during the call. So without any further ado, allow me to welcome, we have Allison Erlenbach, who is the Senior Program Manager with PG&E for this program. And we also have Maria Fields of JewelSmart, implementer of the program. She is the Senior VP of Business Development with JewelSmart. Go ahead and take it away, ladies.
Good. So you first, Allison. Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Great. So this is Allison Erlenbach with PG&E, and I'm going to tell you about this new program offering we have that just really rolls off the tongue, the Public Sector Performance-Based Retrofit Program, also known as NMEC. Next slide, please. So we're introducing a meter-based whole building program based on NMEC, which stands for Normalized Metered Energy Consumption Best Practices. This is essentially where we measure project savings at the meter instead of based on a widget, say, a lighting fixture. NMEC was recently enabled a few years back by AB 802, and there on the side you can see the language in AB 802 that allows us to take savings based on metered energy consumption. Next slide. So everyone here is familiar with the various ways that we calculate savings currently. And these two top right circles, you see deemed savings, which are pre-calculated based on work papers, custom savings, which are calculated based on engineering calculations at the, like the system level. But then along with that, you get stranded savings. So that's things like deferred maintenance, things that are below code, maybe the baseline doesn't fit properly, or savings from maintenance, for example. NMEC is fantastic because it allows you to capture all the savings available in a building without worrying about, code and things like that. Next slide. So some of the advantages of NMEC, it's a bit simpler. You're paid based on performance. It really drives for persistence, and it enables commissioning that isn't available through our customer deemed programs, and it's results driven. So as you can see from this chart here, you've got your energy savings before the change. That's your existing baseline. You go into a building and you make various changes, and then we do a model that shows what your savings would have been without the change, and then we look at what your actual what your actual usage is. The difference between those two are your NMEC savings. Next slide. A little bit more about the program. Again, it's based on normalized metered savings. And when we say normalized, we mean normalized primarily based on weather and other data points, such as the day of the week and time of year. To say you have a school, we base it on when school's in session or not. So we normalize those savings to get our calculation. The incentive rate is quite high. We pay $200 per kW, 12 cents per kWh, and $1.75 a therm. We really want those therms, as you know. You're capped at 80% of project costs, and then we also offer additional integrated demand-side management incentives when appropriate. Because payments are based on actual savings, and it takes a year to actually measure, what the full savings are, we do 2 payments. We do a 3-month payment of 40% of your estimated savings, and then a true-up payment at 12 months, the additional 60%. One of the best things about this program offering as well is we take an existing conditions baseline and we offer a 0.95 net to gross per wording from the commission. And I think that does it for me. Should we hold till the end for questions, Maria?
Yeah, probably. I think we're tight on time, and I think everybody's maybe typing questions in as we go. So, yeah. Great. So this is Maria Fields, and thanks so much, Allison. So Allison and our team have been working together very much on commercial projects so far, but we're very excited about the program. I know that everyone is facing a lot of the same challenges with budgets moving and a lot of focus on cost effectiveness. And so we're really excited about the program and all the elements that, Allison's referring to, the fact that it's really based on measured savings, keeps everybody aligned, keeps PG&E, us as a contractor and any customer aligned around creating that performance. So it's exciting. So I'm just going to give you a real cliff notes of this, and a lot of the slides are just going to be resources for you going forward. So we'll be kind of zipping through, but feel free to call us at any point just to review this. Go right through it again. We'd be happy to. No worries. I guess the main message is just the excitement around this innovative program and what it can bring to governments. So in terms of the rules of the road of how we work, we are really a PG&E trade pro with access to this program and the incentives that Allison described. So that's, we can, work within this program. It's very much what we're built to do. We've got an integrated solution that integrates technology, financing, full installation. So we implement everything through other installing trade pros, and ongoing oversight, which is, I know, key to just keeping that persistence. That's a key part of what we're doing. So, and we also have guarantees and performance insurance standing behind what we do. So for publics, it's, you can think of this as a performance model that brings a lot of those benefits to some of the smaller buildings and smaller governments that have been, to date, a little bit less well served by some of the approaches. And I want to introduce Kathy Hughes. She's a VP of sales, and going to chat a little bit about just our team, which is much bigger probably than what people may be familiar with historically.
Hi, everybody. So this slide really speaks to the depth of our organization, and really the fact that PG&E and the customers sit right in the center of what we're doing. And then we have sales, engineering, program management, and project management all wrapped around that. So I'm not going to talk about all the people specifically, but mainly just that my background is in state and local government. So this is a real big focus for us. And the region that you're in out there is also a really key area for this program, where it really works and benefits all the customers. So I sit in Marin County and have overall responsibility for our sales effort, and look forward to working with all of you.
Cool, thanks. So I won't dwell on this. This is really familiar territory for everyone on the call, I'm sure, just the challenges of what's going on in California. And the bottom line here really is that there's an increasing desire, increasing level of sophistication really, and requirements being put on contractors who are working in PG&E. And, again, this is something that we're used to, but it really places additional burdens in a way on governments trying to produce energy efficiency projects. So it's just making requirements a little more stringent, but in the end, there's a lot of value here. The bottom line is it's really all about control, connecting buildings to the grid, accessing programs and value that's here now and here years from now. So this is really an exciting area. And again, most smaller governments and smaller sites, smaller commercial sites have really been left out of this, and PG&E is trying to change that. And sometimes I describe it to customers, it's kind of these carrots and sticks that are out there, and when you're putting them together, there's a tremendous source of value, but doing that is difficult, and many of the contractors who work in some smaller sites aren't really integrating the solutions that way, and so it is kind of a challenge. And so for governments also, your budgets, as you know, I'm sure are shifting, being pulled into there's this big split between resource and non-resource, which I'm sure everyone is aware of. So these are it makes it harder for governments to have the capacity internally to pursue the kinds of things they want to pursue. So this, it is in the end, the additional requirements in a way exacerbate those challenges. And so we're really here to very much solve that problem. And this is really, again, what Joule Smart is designed for. We've kind of I'm one of the founders, and we've anticipated this market and the value that's there. So we're really capable of doing all of this. So our technology solution is really an integration of lighting, if lighting hasn't been done yet, HVAC, VFDs and retrofits, sensors and controls, smart thermostats put throughout the building. So it's basically creating this intelligent building and connecting the systems within the building through a building management system to through the cloud to us, to you, to really connect the building and bring that kind of intelligence, control, and insight to the facilities that pretty much don't have it in these smaller sites. So so that's our package, and a key part of it, especially when you're talking about the challenges of local governments, is that we're really putting this all under an OpEx model where we're able to bring capital to this. The operating budget basically is what you're paying PG&E. And with that, you can create a building upgrade. You can create a lot of the measurement verification, the ongoing maintenance that Allison was talking about, ongoing commissioning. All of these things are services and sources of value to you that can really exist within that operating budget, and that's a key part of overcoming some of the budget challenges that governments have. Again, it's similar to a performance contract for smaller sites and smaller governments. It's also transparent and provides you with the measured greenhouse gas reduction that you're looking for, and you can kind of go on and do all the many hats that you're wearing, and we manage this under that performance model. And we are there for the full term, and for governments, we can often, because of the credit worthiness of governments, we can often extend the term and can, if that's desirable, but probably 7 to 10 years is typical. And this is something where you can really get a lot done. And often what we're doing is we're coming back to sites and doing follow-on installations of things like EV charging or storage. So those are all typical for us, and we're there to make sure things work. We stand behind what we do with warranties and with this performance model. So we're creating the deep and persistent savings. And and this is really the summary. We're producing these savings, no capital investment on your part, no risk, and we really bring the expertise, the strategy, the capital to make all this work. And it's really a problem solver for folks who are stretched for time and stretched for budget to get some of these things done. And again, this is a tremendous opportunity. There's opportunity in connecting buildings to the grid and creating these persistent savings, and that's really what we're there to do. And one of the things I just touched on that I know is part of the world of, in addition to the budget challenges, there are increasing greenhouse gas reduction goals typically. And these are, challenging to meet. Everything we do is measured, and we can report on those savings reductions, and and even connect with some of these systems like the system, I can't remember the system the local government commission uses, and ICLEI uses to measure greenhouse gas reduction. But those are very easy things for us to help you accomplish. So what we do, and I know the program that Allison described is it is complex, but we're really there to make sure that you qualify for all the programs and meet the requirements for this. This is again what we're designed to do. We come in and do the full implementation, and we're there to model the project, get the financing in, and the first incentive will come after commissioning, and the second incentive really comes through. It's 50% comes based on measured reduction, and so that's where, again, we're there to make sure that works for you and works for us too, which is a nice source of assurance. So we have done many projects, most of them in commercial sites in California. And so these are the typical energy metrics for the sites that we've been working in. There's nothing really different about a municipal building except the customer, but this is our current pipeline in California. So we're gonna have to put this on 2 pages, but it's a nice pipeline. We're continuing to move projects through, working with PG&E reps and commercial property owners. So the typical building that we will want to work in is a building with the energy spend of 36,000 or 48,000, depending on whether a lighting upgrade has been done. And so some of the language here is for commercial buildings, but in many ways, many municipal portfolios contain some of the same building types. And I know that many folks with local government partnerships are often working to create projects in the footprint of the city. I know we worked with Fresno for years, and they're typical, often working with local government partnerships and things, Energy Watch and things. So we can absolutely support on both sides of that. We tend to work with want a local decision maker, so we don't work with national accounts. We're working with either local franchise groups or truly, single or somebody who owns 4 or 5 restaurants. That's very typical customer base for us. So again, this was, I know, a blitz. Please feel free to call us. We've got, some of our contact information here. I've included some videos and things that are nice overviews of what we do, and some case studies. And with that, I turn it back over to Rochelle and team.
Thank you so much. That was a really great presentation. Thank you, Maria and Allison and Kathy, for being on the line with us this morning. I know that was a lot of information, but don't worry. We're here to connect you with the people that you need to speak to get your projects done or to answer your questions. Just a quick reminder again, we will be sending out a follow-up email after this call. We'll include all of the resources that Maria just posted and their contact information, and also include a link to the recording of this call. So don't worry if you missed anything, we'll follow up with you with all of that information. Also, thank you so much, Allison, for fielding questions in the chat box for us. It looks like we've got all of the questions answered.
Good, Allison's been multitasking.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was very, very helpful. I encourage everyone on the call, please share the fast chat with anyone you think might benefit from this information. Every month we try to focus on something different that we think is kind of the pulse of our partners, things that you guys might be facing as barriers to getting your projects done. And please look out for us on social media, through email. And if you want to check out any of our past Funded Fast Chats, you can find them at sjvcleanenergy.org. Again, that's sjvcleanenergy.org under the Resources tab. So thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.